Alright, so let's learn about strings. So strings, to form a string, you type in quotes, and in between a pair of quotes is the string. So you type characters like hello world, or sentences like why do ants never get sick? Because of their antibodies. Alright? You can also do things that are not in English. Let me just paste in the string right here. This means hello world in Japanese, actually. Alright? Japanese. Okay. So what are strings? Well, they're a collection of characters that can represent words, usernames, texts, and numbers in general. So there's a difference between the number 123 and the string 123. The number 123 is not wrapped in quotes. It's just 123, right? And the string 123 is really trying to encode the symbols, that is, the characters, what they look like. If we try to add the string 123, 123 to 1, and we hit run, I'm going to hit Control R, we get an error because plus expects a number, we gave it a string. Plus can only accept numbers, right? We can do plus the number 123 and 1, and that gives us 124, all right? So there are operations that you can do on strings. Let me just fix this parenthesis error right here. All right, we should get 124. So the operations on strings are string-append. Let's do the string of 1, 2, 3, and then the string 1. Control R to run, and we get 1, 2, 3, 1. It just mashes the characters together, opposed to addition, which actually does the logical addition. 124, and this just, again, mashes the characters. Let's do another string append. Say good morning, Bob. All right, I'm gonna hit Control R to run. We get good morning, Bob. We should probably put a space right here. All right. All right. So let's convert a string to a number. All right. So let's say you were given a string and you want to turn it into a number to do some addition or some mathematical operations. The function for that is string dash and then the greater than sign to make an arrow and then number. So we give it a string. I'm going to say 12 and I'm going to hit Control R and there's no surprise there. We get a 12. If we give it a number instead of a string, right, that's just wrong. It's going to crash the entire program. It says string dash number expects a string given 12. So you have to make sure that this thing is a string. Control S, Control R. All right. If you want to go the other way around, that is, you have a number and you want to put it into a string, well, you can imagine it's the same thing but the opposite way. So that's useful when you want to really combine a string. I'm going to put it in a string. So for example, you have $, and then number 2, right, arrow, string 12, gold. So let me hit Control R to run it. And we get you have 12 gold, right? That's when you have a number, you do some operations on it, and then you want to, spit that out to the user as to, what their bank account balance is or something. All right. You can also get the length of a string, right? Get the length of a string. That's just string dash length. Let's say jest, right? That gives us 4 because 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 characters in the string. No surprises there. Control R. We see a 4 here. Let's do another string length. One last example for that. String length. Amazing. Control R. That gives us 7, right? We can also get individual letters and pieces and parts of a string out. So we do that with substring. Say 0 and 4. So the range, these two numbers there, mean inclusive and exclusive. That is, we're going to include 0 through 4. So I said that it used something called zero-based indexing. So what that means is that we start counting from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. So this is a comment up here just to make it easier to count. All right. So 0 is H. That's inclusive because that's what substring is spec to do. And 1 is E, 2 is L, 3 is L, and then once we hit 4, well, it's exclusive. So we should get hell. And there is no O because the N is excluding 4. Right? Hopefully that makes sense. Let's do another substring. Let's try to get the hello cat. Try to get the A out. Pause the video and see what numbers would you have to plug in to get the A out. I'm going to go over spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. So that would be 7 and 8, because 7 is equal to A, and then it's 8 is excluded, because it's inclusive and then exclusive. So 7 and 8. All right. So we get the A out. Let's do one more. Let's try to get the, let's say, OC. Try to get OC out. All right. So pause the video and see what two numbers that you have to plug in to substring to get OC out. We'll go over spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. So it's 4. And then we want to stop at 7. So 7 is excluded. So it's 4 through 7. Exclusive. All right. So we should get O space C. And there we go. So that is about it for substring. So I want to mention that string length actually counts normally. So hello cat, right? We're accustomed to counting from 1. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? That's how we count normally. We start from 1. A computer is when you do indexing operations, it starts from 0. And this has caused some security vulnerabilities in some languages because you would index off a string, right? Because the valid range is 0 through 9. Substring, hello, cat. We do 9, and we get an empty string back. If you want any of the characters of hello cat, well, it has to be in the range of 0 through 8. Right? That's if you want any of these characters. If you type 9, you will get nothing. And if you type 10, well, there aren't enough characters. You will crash. And this has led to some security vulnerabilities that I won't get into in terms of languages like C. Just be warned that it's essential that you remember that when indexing, you start from 0, and when counting using length functions, it counts normally the way that, we're all used to counting. Right? Just remember that fact, okay? All right, so let's do some exercises. So you go to justlearn.com/how-to-code. I will link it in the description below. We're going to do 2.2, zero-based indexing string practice. I'm going to click on that, get some randomly generated problems. Let's do a few. So pause the video and see if you guys can beat me to this answer. All right. So go over into spoilers in 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to write down a comment here and just write my 0 through 9 to make counting easier. So 0 through 8. So we're going to start at 0, which is the P right here. And we're going to go up to, but not including 8. So this I is not included. All right. So the answer is this right here. So remember, caps matter, wrap your answers in quotes. So we have to write open quote, paste it in, and then close quote. And then we click check, and we got it right. Let's do one more. So what does the following produce? Substring of conclusion, 6 to 8. All right. There we go. So, pause the video, see if you guys can beat me to the answer. And I'm going to go over it in 3, 2, and 1. All right, so 6 to 8. We're going to go here from 6 and then to 8. So that is C, S-I. All right, so S-I and closing quote. Click check. We got it right. So I'm sure some of you guys realize you guys can sort of cheat this by copying and pasting this into the this window, and then hitting Ctrl-R and getting the answer out, or pasting it on the bottom window and then getting the answer out. Obviously, that's not what I want you guys to do, because it's essential that you guys understand zero-based indexing, not just from an intellectual perspective, where you're sort of just watching me and sort of following the flow of my words and understanding it that way, but in practice, right? Because in practice, people often miscount in zero-based indexing, and I have mentioned before that it can open a security hole, and you don't want to be the person who opens up a security hole to get hacked, all right? Just saying. So that's about it for this one. Try to finish these 10 problems on your own. Once you're done, hit home. Give yourself a check if you feel comfortable, and then move on. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, He-Man. If you wish to interact with more of your kind, join our Discord linked in the description or on screen. If you want to aid in my quest for world domination, consider hitting the sub button. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it, thumbs down if you didn't. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, fire away below. Also, check out the annotations on screen for the next relevant video.